We are not in the AI business. We don't have any AI hype. We are a pure real estate business, well-founded and strongly tech-enabled.
When I was in the banking sector, we changed the way people transacted with the bank remotely. So now we are here trying to change how the student housing is and the whole experience, which is now fragmented.
We have already established a very good strategic partnership with one of the biggest players in student housing in Europe. And what we are proud of is that we did not ask for this relationship. These guys came to us.
We are not entering this market, we are shaping it, and we would love everyone to join us in shaping this new market.
I'm very pleased to welcome Dimitris and Elena. Thank you for making the time today. Guys, how are you feeling today?
We're feeling perfect. It's a wonderful weather outside, and we're happy to be here.
Good. It's getting hotter nowadays, huh?
Yes, yes, we might need the air conditioning soon enough.
Yeah.
Well, our campaign is getting hotter after a very good start.
Good to hear that.
And we are so happy to work with Crowdbase on this project. Thank you very much personally and the whole team. It's an honor for us. And we believe that we will offer value with today's podcast to all our investors and potential investors.
Excellent. That's the objective for today's podcast. I know, Dimitris, as a crowd-based investor yourself, you invested in various campaigns on the platform, and over time you expressed some very good words about watching the Behind the Pitch podcast. So how does it feel to finally sit in this chair right now?
I can tell you, I'm so happy to be with my most valuable podcaster. I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you.
I really am a fan of yours. You do an extremely good job in interviewing people and a very good gut in the questions in order to get the meaning for the investors. And one of the reasons that I have already invested in these campaigns is also the podcast that you had done with all the founders, which helps us, and I hope we will help the same with our investors to understand the people behind the business.
Mm-hmm. Very glad to hear that, Dimitris, and thank you very much for your kind words. As you already know, the purpose of this podcast is to explore the people behind the pitch, behind what they can find on the campaign page, on the platform, on your website. So this is to offer a unique perspective into you guys, who Dimitris and Elena is, and what MyStudentFlat is. So in that spirit, I would like to get to know you guys first, like your backgrounds and what did you do before launching MyStudentFlat?
Ladies first, I would say.
Okay, I've been in the banking sector all my life. I started in Bank of America, then I moved to Ernatia Marfin Bank. And after that, for 18 consecutive years, I've been working in Piraeus Bank in Greece, where I have developed all the digital offering of the banking of the Piraeus Bank. After that, I wanted to expand my experience, so I moved into Dixons Kotsovolos.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I moved to Cyprus, and I was the Chief Digital Officer in Astrobank. And before that, I was in the board of directors of Astrobank.
Okay.
I moved to Athens after a while, and I joined the Groupama Asfalistiki. And now I'm here, co-founder of MyStudentFlat.
Very rich career. Okay. What about you, Dimitri?
I've been an entrepreneur almost all my life. I was born and raised in a family business. We own one of the oldest travel agencies in Greece. When I finished my studies, I went to the family business. It was in a turning point back then. We had to either shut down or move on. So I decided to move on, and we restarted the business, expanding our coverage in business travel, congresses, incentives, etc. As we expanded the business, we also got into the short-term rentals. We invested in short-term rental units, in Greece especially, and from this point onwards, we also started doing real estate. So we opened up also a real estate agency in Athens that is specialized in luxury real estate, especially in the islands and the southern suburbs of Athens. Business went really fine, and in the course of that, we started looking also at Cyprus, more as of an investment destination for our own funds and also for funds from clients we had. So we started investing in student housing units, especially in the area of Engomi and Nicosia.
Why student housing?
Why student housing? Because back then it was the time when the private universities in Nicosia started expanding rapidly. And with the expansion of the universities, also started expanding the local rental market. Back at the time, and I'm speaking about 2016, 2017, the demand for student housing in the area was 1 to 10, one apartment for 10 candidates. It was a crazy situation. So, as you may possibly know, Engomi started getting more and more developments, small apartments, studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. So it was a rejuvenating era for real estate in the area. So we saw the opportunity, we saw that the universities would expand and they had big plans, and we saw the growth of development. Back then, of course, apart from that, it was really cheap to buy a unit in Cyprus and especially in Nicosia compared to the prices that we already had in Greece. And investment-wise, the return on investment is significantly higher in Cyprus than any other jurisdiction I know in the southern of Europe. So it made sense, and we started investing in small apartments, and our friends also coming together, friends, family, other customers.
So tourism, real estate, student housing specifically as well, you have experience in this sector. I'm curious about Elena, with such a rich background in banking. What pulled you into student housing? Was it Dimitri's magic powers convincing you? How did you two meet, and what pulled you into student housing?
Okay, let's start by how we met. I needed an apartment in Nicosia. I saw a listing. I called the agent, and the agent was Dimitris. So this is how we first met. We were discussing about real estate, which was something that I really liked. So combining the prop and the tech was the only way forward. And this would create a power team in that respect. So going to the other question, when I started in the banking sector, I had the challenge of creating all the digital experience of the bank from scratch, which was something that excites me and still excited me and still excites me. At one point, after many years, of course, I was faced with managing complexity and relationships rather than creating stuff. So this is when I decided that the time has come for me to do something that I really like, and starting again from scratch and creating an experience and creating value and impact once again.
Nice.
When I was in the banking sector, we changed the way people transacted with the bank remotely. So now we are here trying to change how the student housing is and the whole experience, which is now fragmented.
Okay. So I'm guessing from what I'm hearing, Dimitris brings the prop and you're bringing the tech.
Yes, exactly.
So the prop tech. Okay, so take us back to the start. When did you launch MyStudentFlat? Was it late summer 2025, early summer 2025?
Well, to be honest with you, you played a very serious part in this. Not just you, the whole crowdfunding experience. I will be brutally honest
That's
with
what we
you
want.
and with our viewers. If you asked me on 1st of January last year, 2025, what is a startup, I would tell you, I don't really know. But for some way and somehow, I dove into crowdfunding, seeing one of your ads on LinkedIn. And I started searching the space. So I searched the space of startups, of how they work, what they do, etc. And I started investing with you. And when I started investing in crowdbase, suddenly, it's like an epiphany that came to me as I was doing student housing as an investor and as a manager for friends and family and some customers. I tried to find a way in order to make the whole process more streamlined, especially for our portfolio. So I searched the space to see if there was a platform like what Booking is for short-term rentals, where we could get our units there, being managed professionally, and don't having the hassle of the rentals. Well, student housing doesn't have the same rate of hassle like short-term. But surprisingly, there was nothing in the region, and I mean nothing, apart from some scattered websites of private student halls in some cities in Greece. There was no organized marketplace where a student could log in, check available flats, being able to book them online and do the whole process online as it has been done for the last 10 plus years in short-term rentals. So I saw an opportunity there, but the whole thing started from a personal need, a need to manage our own portfolio.
Yep.
So
that's how usually most startups actually start.
And I started doing the business plan on my mind. So one very nice Sunday, I was sitting by the beach in a nice beach hotel in Greece. And the second epiphany came and I started writing it down. When the plan was done, next week we were at Doer Summit, the Reflect Festival. We met again. I came really close to the startup experience and
the ecosystem.
And I really loved the energy. I loved seeing people creating new things and doing crazy stuff that could potentially be great businesses and life-changing experiences. So I had made a decision. I will live my old life and my other businesses, which are in a very mature level. I do not need to be hands-on anymore. And I will try to concentrate on this. So I started searching the space on how to set it up. I know the business, but I don't know the tech. So Elena has been a good friend of mine for more than 5 years. At that time, fate and karma wished that Elena was fed up with the corporate world. She had spent 30 productive years of her life in great institutions, doing great business, changing people's lives. So at that time, we have a dinner one day, and I tell her, Elena, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a platform where we are going to ease the process of finding and securing a proper student flat. I don't know anything about tech. I want this to be state of the art and giving a very good customer experience. Elena at that time had already decided to do something on her own and stop the corporate jargon. So at that night, MyStudentFlat was born.
Okay. Very, very nice story. So you started with few apartments, I'm assuming. What were the first steps? And I know that you hit 100% occupancy very early on, and you keep consistent with that. So why do you think that demand is so strong so that you can keep this high percentage of occupancy rate?
The thing is, Panayoti, that there is great thirst for our service. Students are there, the market is there, the demand is there. There was no place where decent properties could meet with their potential tenants. And this is what we created. We started commercially, our platform was ready at the end of August, so we started on the 1st of September, which is quite the time that the majority of students are searching for flats. On our MVP phase, we had our first 20 apartments in Nicosia.
How did you find those 20 apartments?
How did you find those 20 apartments? This is a great question. We aimed to have our own portfolio as a starting base in our company, but our own portfolio was already full and fully rented from tenants staying in their apartments for some years. So actually, the base that we thought we would have was not there. So we had to find apartments. And the first thing, of course, we did is that we spoke with landlords and developers that were developing new projects that were ready to be delivered in order to rent them out. Our proposal was really simple. We are a company. We want to act as an institutional asset manager, an institutional property manager. We will be renting out your units and we will be subletting them at a margin. You will have no hassle. It is going to be a hassle-free investment for you. You will be getting your rent mostly upfront, so you will not have even the stress each month, is the rent going to be paid or not, and we will take care of all the rest. So the proposal to the landlords was really easy and nice. The proposal to the students on the other side was also interesting because most of the, let's say, retail landlords owning one or two apartments do not have the time, the capacity, or the efficiency to be professional landlords. Troubleshooting is another headache for them. So when the students come to our platform, get in contact with us, see the service they can get, and have the whole experience that we offer through our booking process, they can really understand the difference. So it was really easy, and we were surprised, I would say, with the speed that these first units went out to the market and were instantly rented. We're talking about 20 units in less than a week or 10 days max.
Elena, can you walk us through the experience that a student walks through when they want to search for a new flat? Like they visit the platform. What next?
Okay, first of all, let me say that we are not a listing platform. We are an end-to-end digital platform where a student can browse, find very detailed information with 360 video tours, which are real photos, information about the area. And generally, we try to give as much information as possible so they know what they're getting, what they're buying, what they're renting.
Why do you think that is important? The amount of information. Do you think that the other listings available are not giving enough information, for example?
Maybe some may give information which is probably not exact. We give the exact location where nobody else gives the exact location. Listings just give you the area around with some distance from the exact location. So this is something that differentiates us.
Good.
After he or she chooses the flat that is of interest, he can book it online. So he secures the apartment, pays online, and signs the contract online. So everything is ready. And apart from that, we also offer some extra services like cleaning, a starter pack which includes cutlery, bedding, sheets and stuff. So let's say that, for example, a student arrives from abroad at the 11:30 at night. So he or she has some things he can, he can make the bed and sleep. He has pillows. He has...
they don't need to stay in a hotel for a few days until they set up the place.
And of course, we take away the hassle of organizing the taxi to go to the store, to buy the cutlery, to buy the bedding and stuff like that. So this is very, we give the whole experience, which is very important.
Yes.
And another thing that we also offer is all-inclusive rent. So we take away the hassle of paying the bills every 2 months. We pay the bills for them, so they do not have to worry. So we offer peace of mind.
Okay, I know in Cyprus that because I did it myself, renting a 1-bedroom, for example, and before I went in, I had to go to the Electricity Authority of Cyprus, switch the electricity to my name, switch the water to my name, and all those things. So you take those hassles outside of the equation.
Exactly. Either they get the all-inclusive rent, or they go with the plain rent. We take care of the things that you just
utility
mentioned.
Bills.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Of the connection, let's say.
That's
great. All
great.
the bureaucratic hassle is on the company.
That is very important.
Our associates that do this thing, and even us at the beginning, when we were just the two of us, everybody knows us in AIK and EOA by our first name.
Good. So, Dimitri, you said that initially the pitch to the landlord was that you paid mostly upfront, right? So, given that, you were able to, and you provide also peace of mind. So you, in exchange for that, you get a little bit of a better price from the landlord, and then you can rent out the apartments to the students at around a 17 to 20% margin.
Exactly.
Why exactly do you think landlords are not doing this themselves and not capturing that 15 to 20% margin themselves?
I will tell you really easily. The majority of the people that buy student housing, or let's say studios and 1-bedroom flats in the areas where the universities are, they are investors. So an investor wants a steady return on his investment. The rate of return that we offer is more than welcome by the majority of investors. And how we understand that, apart from going to individual investors that we did at the beginning, individual owners or developers with which we were in contact, and they were giving us, upon their consent, of course, the data of the buyers of their flats, we started streamlining our offer. How did we do that? We have brought investors in Cyprus that invest in such units with the provision of a letter of intent by our company, which actually guarantees the rent of these units. So we bring the investor, they buy the unit, we operate the unit, they get the return of investment they have been promised by us. In this way, we will never be off supply because we create the supply that we need. And also, one unique selling point that we have with the students is the ability of the platform to guarantee that what you see is what you get. The flats are either exclusively managed by our company or leased and subleased by our company. So we guarantee availability and we guarantee the quality, which is truly, truly important for students and their families at this sensitive time of their life. Panagiotis, it's very important. This time for the student is a very important time. They start a new chapter in their life. Student housing should not be an odyssey. And it has been an odyssey, especially for Greeks and Cypriots, for many decades. At this stage of their life, they must have peace of mind and concentrate on their studies. Finding and securing decent student housing should not be a problem. It should be the start. And this is what we offer, the kickstart of a new life through a digital experience and through the ability of the student to book the flat they wish from the ease of their couch in their family house on the day that they get the results of the exams and they know in which university they will go to study. This is an invaluable asset we offer, and it has been widely recognized by the majority of the families with which we are in constant contact. And it's a thing that gives us pleasure because our business, of course, it is a real estate business that's heavily tech-enabled with the help of a great expert who I'm really honored to have as my partner. But it's a business that offers also a clear social impact. We take a big hassle out of the society and we bring value to the youth and value to a moment that they need it the most.
So, Nicosia first. You started in Nicosia, Engomi. How many flats do you have right now in Nicosia?
Right now in Nicosia, we have 49 flats
49
at
flats.
full occupancy.
Nice. 100%.
100%.
occupancy. So, Nicosia, Limassol?
Yes, we have 5 more flats in Limassol,
Okay.
currently also at full occupancy. And we also expanded since March in Athens,
Okay.
where we have onboarded the first flats. And at this moment, we have 60% occupancy from the flats in Athens.
Okay. So, in less than a year, 3 cities, 2 countries.
And less than 60 units in total, just a little less than 60 units in total under management.
Do you think Cyprus and Greece, which are the 2 markets you're operating right now, have enough room for growth?
I would tell you that it's a blue ocean for us. And this is why we also made a strategic decision to fund ourselves through crowdfunding. We believe that people in Greece and Cyprus understand and love real estate. They understand and love investments with steady returns. And believe it or not, in a market that is so fragmented, like the student housing market, with a lot of unprofessionalism and a lot of hassle, what we offer gives people the chance to start their new chapter easily. And people will go to the solution that gives them this ease of mind. As for supply, another blue ocean. Whenever we have a press release for the company, or whenever we have a radio or TV activation, we get tens of requests by owners on our company's platform requesting us to view their properties, to onboard them on our platform. So this means that our business model is widely accepted even with people we have never interacted and they just heard about us and our business.
In Nicosia, you are 100% in Engomi for the time being?
For the time being, we are in Engomi and Strovolos.
And Strovolos. So, because I know Nicosia, I know also Aglangia is probably one of the areas that you would like to go into. So I'm guessing there's plenty of room left in Engomi, plenty of room in Aglangia. Athens is a really big market, obviously. What other cities in Greece do you think are potentially next on the plan for MyStudentFlat? Thessaloniki, Patra?
First of all, let me tell you about Aglangia. We have already secured around 20 units to be onboarded for the next academic season in September. In general, our business plan right now dictates that we will be onboarding until September another 120 to 130 units, reaching something less or more than 200 units in Athens and in Cyprus. So we start with Aglangia. We will, of course, boost Engomi, and we will expand with more units in Athens close to the universities. One of our thoughts is to go to Thessaloniki or Larissa. Or our plan, of course, until 2027 is to cover all the major student hub cities in Greece. As you mentioned correctly, it's of course Thessaloniki, it is Larissa, it is Patra, Iraklio, Volos, Alexandroupoli, and Ioannina.
Okay.
So we aim to be present in all these cities, and actually, maybe you will ask this later, but since I have it on my mind, I want to say it now. We want to become the go-to platform when it is to student housing. So you may say now, when I'm searching for a house, I remember this listing website or the other listing website. There are two dominant listing websites in Greece and Cyprus. So we want, in 1-2 years, when a student is thinking of student housing, to be thinking of MyStudentFlat.com directly. We want to be connected with this search and with this need, and of course to fulfill it.
You mentioned of approximately onboarding around 120 to 140 flats until the new academic season. I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. So the use of funds for this funding round is probably mostly going towards that operation. And what else? Like, how do you plan to use the funds that you are raising right now through crowdbase?
Approximately half of the round is going to go, of course, to secure new units. Especially, we will need these funds in order to pay for the security deposits and have the flats available for 1st of August or 1st of September when the enrollment start and the new academic season leases will start. Also, a great part of the funds is going to go to our tech enhancement. Elena has built a phase A platform with a lot of expandability and a lot of new features, which of course she will elaborate later. But of course this needs money in order to become what we have dreamed of. Another part of the funding is going to go to new hires. We need operational guys. We already have our 2 first employees, one in Athens and one in Nicosia, but it is obvious that as the portfolio expands, we will need more people. And we have also got another hire, which is our CFO, who is going to take over the financials as the company grows, and of course,
especially for this business is very important.
And especially after doing a crowdfunding, where reporting regulations are stricter, and we want to abide with all, not just because it's the rules, but we also want to offer transparency. And when we say we're offering transparency to the student housing market, we also want to offer transparency in everything related to our company. And let me give you a very brief example. We have been sending an investors update letter since October. I mean, it was literally the 2nd month of operation of the company. So potential investors, potential connections that we had were already informed on a monthly basis on our progress in all aspects, from the number of units that we acquired, to new partnerships, to new cooperations, to new services that we constantly added to the platform. So transparency is in the DNA of this company. We come to bring transparency into the student housing market, and we advocate transparency in our own operation.
Since you gave me the pass, I will come to you, Elena. Dimitris talked about the features you want to build. You're going to use some money to further develop the platform. You talked about the journey of a student trying to browse and book and come in and starter packs. What else is there to add? You haven't talked about the journey of the student. So the student comes in at 11:30 in the night. They stay in. A couple of weeks later, there's a problem with the water. So what's the experience like there?
They call us and we immediately send someone to fix the problem. So he doesn't need to contact us more than once. As soon as we get a phone call, we react immediately.
Do they have to call, or maybe they press on the application, for example?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will be having a simple format mobile application. However, this is one part that needs to be enhanced a lot of enhancements. So the whole experience will be seamless through the mobile, let's say, application, with a lot of automations, a lot of notifications. All the contact will be done through the mobile app. So not only we will enhance the experience of the tenants, we will also build automations for the operations part. So our operation people will not be hassled with day-to-day things rather than going and supporting the tenants. So there are a lot of things to do. So funding will be to expand our supply of, let's say, apartments, strengthen the platform, and hires, as Dimitri said.
And of course, we must add up to that
the marketing cost.
The marketing costs needed to expand also our
the brand awareness.
So you use this money now, Dimitri. You said it would allow you to onboard approximately, let's call it 130 apartments. You will reach about 200 apartments. Then operations will fund the expansion of a few more apartments. So we already established the market is big enough in Nicosia, in Athens, in generally Greece to reach 500,000, 2,000 units. But will your own operations allow you to reach there fast, or will you probably need further funding rounds? What are you thinking about the future of the company? When do you think you will be able to raise more funding, and how much would that be, and expected timeline?
Well, with this round, we aim to survive and thrive in the next 18 months, where we would expect a next funding round. And the next funding round would be for the expansion out of Greece and Cyprus. So with this money, our ultimate goal is to reach about 400 units by end of 2027, and having, as already said, presence in the most significant student hubs in Greece and Cyprus. With the next funding round, our goal, and we are already searching these markets, is to expand in markets and countries of the south of Europe that have the same or almost the same pain in this field. So one very strong candidate is Italy, especially the northern of Italy, Perugia, Milano, which are big student hubs, and they have great issues in this field. And of course, the biggest pain is right now in Spain. Okay. Barcelona, Valencia, Madrid are cities with very high density of student population and very low level of service in student housing finding and securing. So there is big space for us also to move further.
Let's say I have just invested 1,000 euros into this round in my student flat. What are my realistic paths to making a return as an investor? Am I looking to receive dividends from the company, or am I looking for an exit later down the line?
Well, this is $1 million question. So I'm going to give you $1 million answer.
Okay.
We aim to expand the company at a pace that will allow the company eventually to be gaining money. So a potential investor in us, what can he expect? He can expect to have dividends and substantial dividends within the next 2 years. And of course, the possibility of a good upside in case that the company is sold, or in case that the company has an IPO. I would tell you that my secret dream is to have an IPO for the company.
Okay.
In the Greek or the Cypriot Stock Exchange. And I want to be clear with our viewers. But of course, if a very sexy offer comes our way, we are open to discuss. We are already in strategic partnerships, and we have already established a very good strategic partnership with one of the biggest players in student housing in Europe. And what we are proud of is that we did not ask for this relationship. These guys came to us, and they came to us demanding, let's say, to work with us as the only serious and organized player in the region for Greece and Cyprus. And we are talking about a player that has more than 40,000 apartments under management on their platform. And they had zero or substantial presence in Greece and total zero presence in Cyprus. So through us, they come to the Cypriot market and they have portfolio. Also, for our side, we have direct access to their portfolio and can easily start operations in many countries where they are already present. Being in a strategic partnership with a player of this magnitude, who is one of the best or the biggest player in Europe, of course, gives us a competitive advantage in case of a buyout at some time. And we have to say that. So we do not close our eyes. We know how business works, and especially when working with a player that has already done a lot of buyouts in the last 2 years.
Okay.
So we do not exclude anything.
So could be dividends, could be acquisition, could be IPO, could be...
I would put it will be dividends.
Okay.
I want to have all our investors as our friends. And we have to remunerate the people that entrusted us with €100, €200, 1,000, whatever each one wishes to offer in this.
When it comes to that, Dimitri, always the difficult thing is making the decision between, when having a profit, is making the decision between, am I paying this profit out as dividends, or am I using this money to further expand the business? So this is the question. This is a decision that you will have to make, and it's always a nice decision to have to make. I believe, because that means in order to arrive to a point where you have to take that decision, it means your company is profitable and you're considering what to do with that money. So that is a decision that will come to you, and you will have to deal with that hopefully by the end of 2027.
I can answer to you on that clearly, and I can tell you that we want to expand at a pace that will always have our balance sheet healthy. So we are not expanding for the expansion. We are not in the AI business. We don't have any AI hype. We are a pure real estate business, well-founded and strongly tech-enabled. So we move to the future, but with very steady foundations. And these foundations will allow us to offer value to our shareholders in the future.
Technology will be used, of course, AI will be used whenever it's needed, not just for the sake of innovation, but for real value for the company and for our customers.
When we say tech-enabled, in my mind, it also means AI-enabled as well.
Of course.
So, Dimitri, you talked about having other businesses. You've been an entrepreneur your whole life. Your other businesses have pretty much matured. They don't require you to be hands-on. So I'm guessing you're at a point in your life where you could effectively just maybe chill and enjoy life and travel. So why did you decide to do this, and what keeps you going through all of this uncertainty and fast pace when you can just stop and enjoy life?
Too late for tears, Electra. This used to be a very nice, good play in theater and cinemas in Greece. Now that we are dancing, and we are dancing really nice, all this year that we have established the company and done so many things, I will tell you that each day gives us the energy for the next one. all this troubleshooting, all this hustle, all these deadlines, all these things that we need to do. I wrote a post on LinkedIn some days ago, and I named it, it's a speed marathon. It's a marathon because it keeps going and going and going, and you move at a crazy speed each day. But this is what keeps us energetic. This is what keeps me personally alive and lively.
Well, yes, as I said before, it's what drove me away from the corporate environment, because I needed to build something from the beginning and give value and impact and meaning to society, especially for to students. So this is exactly what Dimitri said. This is what keeps us alive. We like creativity, we like doing things, we like challenges, and we like solving problems, probably.
Yeah. It seems that you both really like what you do. Yes. And that is very important. Yes. Because it will be needed, because starting a new thing also comes with huge challenges. So if you don't like what you do, then it's a very big problem.
Panagiotis, we are proud. We are really proud for what we have created, and we are proud that we cover a specific, real need of the majority of Greek families having people at the age of studies. So this alone, that we managed to make a product, make a service, because what we offer is actually what? Student housing as a service. We take the apartment and we turn it into a service, along with the ancillary services, along with the no bureaucracy, along with the less hassle. It's a service. So we turn a product into a service, making good to the society, at least to a part of it that needs our service. So you can't be more proud than that, and especially when you are the first mover on the market, which is actually another big advantage for us and also for our potential shareholders.
In closing now, Dimitri, what would you like to say to someone who is viewing this episode and is considering investing? So imagine you are Dimitris and you are sitting in your apartment in Engomi, you are watching TV, you are watching this episode, and you're coming to this point. What would you like this Dimitri sitting right here to tell you? What do you expect to hear? What else would you like to tell to an investor?
I would tell to an investor that investing in a business like ours is an investment that he will never regret.
Okay. That's a big statement.
It's a big statement, and it's a real statement. I've been an investor in the same sector for many years. I never regretted it. I love Cyprus. I love the Cyprus real estate market. I love the maturity of this market, and this country does a wonderful job, and a lot of its good practices must be exported. So through MyStudentFlat, we are exporting the good practices of Cypriot entrepreneurship in Greece and in other countries. It's a business model raised here. It's a business model that works, of course, with the necessary adjustments in other markets, but it's a business model of stability and continuous growth.
Of course, you really believe in this, otherwise you wouldn't be doing this. And of course, you have put a decent amount of your own money into this. So you're also, in that way, an investor in this.
Yes.
Yes. Elena, anything you want to say to investors as well?
Of course, is that we are not entering this market. We are shaping it, and we would love everyone to join us in shaping this new market. Really.
Perfect. Thank you very much both for your time.
Thank you so much.
Good luck in your funding round.
Thank you, Panagiotis.